Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dig Your Career. My name is Karissa Diggs, and today I want to talk to you about how to go about securing your next assignment. So I've gone through this a couple different ways, so I'm going to speak from my perspective. I know it may not be clear cut. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the win. Now, again, like I said, it may not be clear cut, but I'm going to talk about two instances of wins for me, and it may be applicable to you. So the first was about 2.5, 3 years into my career. I really felt like I was ready for the next challenge. I was doing well, performing well, but I just wasn't feeling challenged and I wanted something more. So I knew that I had to start seeking out either new opportunities or an expanded opportunities that would allow me to see what I was doing from a different lens. So I began talking to my manager, not necessarily from a complaining nature, but sharing how I was ready for that next assignment and a little bit of what I felt that next assignment should entail, or what my desire of what it entailed would be. And a win is when you know, like, I'm ready for the next assignment. Pretty clear, right? The second one may not be as clear. You may think that you're fine where you're at. You have no complaints. You're feeling challenged every day. If not, you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make what I'm doing successful? So that was me. So I was bopping along, and at my company, I'm not sure if other companies do, I'm sure they do. When you meet with your manager or your mentors or your leadership, whoever, you're talking about your goals, your long-term aspirations, what you're doing and your current assignment, things of that nature. And so there was opportunities presented to me well before my own career trajectory. Thought I was ready for it. So I really had to take a look and see, okay, am I ready to be fully invested in capturing this assignment? So I know these are only two cases, and your leadership and your mentors and people at work don't have to be involved in every career decision that you make. Trust me, I'll probably get to that point or have been there a couple of times. But I want to draw attention to the fact that communication with your leadership, your manager, people at your team that you're involved with is important. People can't help you if they don't know. Yes, your managers can be like, okay, I see that Karissa has this type of skill, or I want to help and mold this because I see this in her. However, if they don't know that you have absolutely no interest in that, then you're just going to be unhappy. Or you some people, and that's completely fine, they just look at their job as a check. But for me, I want to feel like I'm enjoying and making a difference because I'm there 9+ hours of the day, right? So even in the case of when I did know, I had spoken to my leadership, and in the case where I necessarily wasn't looking, however, opportunities were presented to me simply by the fact of communication. So that's the part that I want to stress, is making sure you're continuously talking to your leadership. Some people, they may just do the very basic when they meet with their managers or their mentors, but utilize that time that you have with your leadership. It is very, very important. Things are happening very quickly, and you want to make sure that you're in on that, especially if you're trying to move along, right? So that's one thing. The second piece that I want to talk about is network. Now, we all know how network is important, and I even knew, but I don't think it was probably 2-3 years where I really understood how to build an authentic network. And I want to say really because I'm still navigating myself, but I got a better clue of how to build authentic networks. So some people, and that's completely fine. It's completely up to them. You walk up to them and, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm looking for. That's how, you do. For me, I want it to be more, like I said, authentic, not like I feel like I'm chasing you because you have a title, or, I'm coming to you wanting something. Again, not a dig, that's just Karissa. So 2 things that I've done is social events. Now, I'll be transparent. I struggled with this because I'm an introvert. I'm not necessarily the type of person to kind of put myself out there all the time. And I work an hour away from the facility that I sit at. And I really was just in that mindset of I just want to work and I want to go home because I'm tired, I have a long commute, or if I stay out too late, I'll be back here this less time I'm home, like those type of things, right? But I realized through circumstances of events that I was just missing on an opportunity to network. And you meet all sorts of people, from people at your level, entry level, senior leaders, and it's really, really nice to kind of know where people are at in the companies, because you never know where people are going to be at in a year or two, number one. Number two, you never know when you're going to be looking, and you can be like, oh, okay, I've talked to so and so. So when you reach out to them in an email or an IM, it doesn't quite feel as awkward as far as, someone either mentioning it to you, or you get what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, stretch assignments, volunteer activities that your company is involved with. So at my company, we have diversity and inclusion events. There's site initiatives, camaraderie and things of that nature that I partake in. And that has allowed me to showcase my skills in front of people that I may not have regularly interacted with, including senior leaderships and stakeholders, for just how the business runs. So things such as communication, such as HR, how to work with admins and to get stuff done. So I've gotten to showcase presentation skills and organizing and budget and, soft skills of that nature to people who I wouldn't regularly interface with. So in communication with those types of people, again, you're building your network. You're showcasing those skills, even though, your HR and your leadership may already know, but they're seeing it directly. So that's another tidbit of when you're in that search. Hey, do you know of a team or organization who may be looking for X, Y, and Z? And they can kind of plug you in the right direction. I've had people reach out to people on my behalf to plug me in. So you just never know. And not to say you want to participate in volunteering because of those types of connections that you can potentially gain. It's mainly because, I want the community that I'm involved with to be enjoyable for everyone. I want it to be enjoyable for me. So it's just one of those pluses. Everybody's trying to work together to make a happy place. So yeah, those are the two. I have a couple more. I'm working on keeping these videos a certain length. So I will make a part 2 to how to go about securing your next assignment. But again, today I talked about knowing the when. It may not always be crystal clear. There's variations, but make sure you keep the lines of communication open. Number 2 is your network. However you go about it, just make sure you're pushing yourself, putting yourself out there in situations that you normally wouldn't be involved with your regular program work. Okay? So part 2 coming soon. I'm looking excited. As you can see, I'm excited about this topic. I've been living it. And I'm just so excited to share with you guys. And if you have any questions, put it down in the comments field. You can connect with me on social media and see all what I'm going to be up to in the next couple weeks or so. So take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.